everybody, come on in for a moment with Celeste here today, where we are going to do some creating from the heart. And today is our journal fun day, so we're going to go back and work on this journal that I had set aside a while back, and we are going to make some prettiness happen. We are. If I can get my little mess here cleaned up here. Hold all my things out, and then I'm letting them fall down like a waterfall onto my table. Can't do that. Hope you're all having a wonderful, is this Thursday? Thursday. And, whoa, there's lots of them. These are all the papers I pulled out to work on this. And I've got more over here. Oh, you guys, I'm just a hot mess sometimes. When you come in, just say hi. And we'll get started here. If I can get this organized. Okay. All right. I think I'm organized. At least it looks like it for the moment. Okay. So, hi Mitzi. Hi Deborah. How are you two ladies doing today? I see some other eyeballs up there. Don't know who it is yet, but let me get my other commenter device going too. And we'll get her started here. There we go. And I'm going to turn the volume off here. We'll get her started here. Okay. Now we're good. All right. Well, Thursday, this week has gone kind of fast. Up until about, well, yesterday, I was thinking it was such a slow week, and now today it feels like it's fast. Hi, Jody. Hot South Florida, huh? We are in a not so bad Omaha today. Not so bad. We got a rainstorm overnight and it cooled things down, and the sun is just now, I'm looking out the window, just now starting to pop out. So it was only like in the 70s, low 70s. But we all know what'll happen next, don't we? It'll be 105 degrees in 2 days. So if you come on, say hi. And we're going to finish today. I hope we can get this one finished. This is the journal that I had started a while back that I'm making for a friend. And I need to get this done so I can get it sent to her. Do you think? You ever do that? You have great intentions and then it just sits there. So sometimes that's what I can do too. So this is the one that is that Friendship Files journal that I had gotten all the beautiful printables from Christy Sloan on Artful Adventures, who is such a wonderful person. And so we're just going to go ahead and maybe we can get it finished up, I hope today. It's pretty close to it, okay? But we'll just go through as a reminder as we go through the pages here. This one here that we'll start on is just that very front page that we had done. And I had put this piece of a vintage collar in here to make a pocket. And every time I open this, I love this. I just love this little pocket. So we're going to do a little more, and we'll start with that here on this page here. And hot here in the good old South too, huh? Oh, yeah, that's... Are you getting the rain there, Mitzi? Like I know they're getting up the coast there. I think up further, I don't know, Delaware, all those areas up in the Northeast. I know my friend said today that they were supposed to get a lot of rain again today. So we're getting a little bit of rain and not as much as we need. And we are getting it overnight. So I'm not able to enjoy the lovely rain showers. So we had bad storms last night. That must be what's headed up that way to where my friend lives. because she's up there in Connecticut. So I'm just going to take some little strips of paper. Let's put you down here where you can see a little bit better. And I'm just going to add some color onto this sheet page here that had the yellowish kind of a background, and to pull in the colors on this side of the page. This is absolutely one of the cutest printable kits I've ever received, ever. And Christy did a really good job with it. So we're just going to put a strip of this pretty fabric up there. Now I thought it would be really pretty to take one of these little flowers you get at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac on this. And we'll just do a blob here in the middle of it. I got to be careful, but I'm going to set it down here in the middle of this beautiful pocket that is just amazing. And I want to make sure that I don't get any glue underneath that will mess things up. What can I put under there to keep that from happening? Maybe this little lid. I'll just set that there. Perfect. This weekend they are predicting temps in 80s. I just don't know about that one though. Hi Diantha. It looks like pretty is about to happen. It is about to happen. It's been happening, Diantha, for a couple of months, and I do a little bit and set it down, and then do a little bit and set it down. So hopefully today will be the day. So I'm going to take here, and I actually didn't want to put that fabric right there. Oh well, I did. I wanted it there, but not at this time, because I'm going to put this little sticker, but I'll put it down here. And this says, I know it's backwards, but it says, cherish each day. So I just thought I'd put that little phrase here on this page, on this side. And put it down here at the very bottom. Scooch it over as far as I can. Okay. Alright, so done that so far. So I just added this little wording down here. I added the flower, and we added this strip of fabric here. And then I need to put something up here on this fabric, and I have to decide what on earth I want to put up there. So let's see. I'll go to one of my go-to, you know, is always my pretty buttons. I could put that one, but that's kind of big. I could put this pretty bling one. Are you guys looking at me crooked? Sorry. Okay, I could that, but that just doesn't do it for my heart. Thanks, Mitzi. Let's see, what else do we have here? I know I have all kinds of goodness in this little stash of things. Let's see. If I don't want to get it too much to take away from the prettiness from this. I wanted to complement it. Now I do know what's going to complement it. And if you know me, you know, I know that you know that I know what's going to complement it. And let's see what we can find in here. Let's see. It might be, I don't think I used it all, but you never know. Let's see here. I'm looking for my little roll of the flat hooks. I'm not sure which one of these little containers I have put it in, because I have been using it a lot on a lot of different things. I'm going to use that too. That's pretty. So anywho, I may not find it in here. It's probably, you like seeing my shoulder? I'm still here. I haven't left, right? Okay, let's see. I've got my fall bag here. container. I've got my ribbons. I've got my Christmas tag kit over here that I use to get everything settled in. But I'm not seeing it right now, but I'm going to, I know I've got more of it. Because like I said, I have been using it. So that's what I'm going to save. I'm going to put a string of those pearls because that'll pull in really nicely with this pearl here. Hi, Tammy. How are ya? Okay. So we're going to leave that little thing in there until that dries. I do have a little bit of a tag that I'm creating here. And I thought I could put this in here. So maybe if I have my little paper punch here, we can get it. But then again, I think on this one I'm going to put a button. Because I like the button paper punches. Or on the paper punch hole, sorry. So let me see what color I want to add in here. Maybe I will cut one of these down. That's awfully pretty too though. I've got these already made tags that came with one of the kits that I had gotten. And I want to find one that's going to fit on here nicely. So let's try this little guy. So this one here, I think, I don't like it there. I'm going to take this one here and I'm just going to cut off the top of it just to make it kind of squared. And then we're going to center it on here on this tag, like so. Well, hello, Nicole. How are you? Nice to see you today. Okay, and then we're going to take some, let's do a little bit of these, of my inks, and let's distress it a little bit. Oops, I don't want that. Let's distress it a little bit, and I think I'll do it with a brown. Let's see what I've got here in my bag of goodies. Actually, I'm going to try the frayed burlap on this one. Okay. I'm just going to go around and distress this just a little bit so that it stands out a little more on top of this little card that I want to mount it on. And then I'm going to come back and we'll distress this. So this is just a pretty little rose flower. And I'm going to put it, this paper here that I have, this cardstock, I love this. It's kind of a textured on one side real lightly and then plain on the back. So let's take this and just glue this on. And kind of go up here a little. And then what I'm going to do is I'll put a little bit of my trim piece up here that is kind of little hearts and things. Let's see. You'd think with everything I have laying out here that I would have everything I need, but oh no, I don't. Okay, so I put this little heart trim, and I'm going to put it right up here. And I'll go straight across here. Make sure I get it straight. Yesterday I had so much fun. I went down to my antique mall that I like to go to. Spent quite a bit of time in there. And then I'm going to take another piece of this and we're going to do this one upside down, I think. So it frames it a little, but let me see. Because these are hearts that are on this trim. So I have to see if I want it. Yeah, I better do it the right way. Right side up. Hi there, Lisa. Hi, Vicky. Come on in, everybody. It's good to see ya. Vicki, it's been a bit since you and I have gotten connected. Every time I catch you, it's either a replay or I catch you and you're live and then I got something I got to go to or someplace I got to be, all that good stuff. So that's what we'll do to that one. So that kind of keeps it here with this theme that is on this page. Let me see if it dried. It did. Good. Okay, now I can take the lid out. But this is going to go. We'll put it right in here. And then I'm going to find a big button that we're going to put on this. So let's see what we have. I don't know if you all saw on my page, I posted last night a video of some jars of bling that I have that I'm offering up for $15 a piece if anybody's interested. And I do still have 2 of those out of those 3 that were left because I put a date on the thing. I shouldn't have done that. So if you want one of those, just let me know. Go take a look at that video. And oh my gosh, did I have fun going through all that jewelry. I'm becoming quite the little fingering through kind of person. That's because I have time these days to do that, right? Okay. But you'll have to go take a look at that video and then just let me know if you're interested in one. So there's that one. And then there's it's going to be blank on the back. Jars of what? Of jewelry bits. Jewelry bits, Vicki. Oh my gosh, they are so much fun to use for all of your embellishing in your journals. Using mixed medias, all that kind of good stuff. Okay. Now we've got that there. And then I do feel like I'm going to have to put something up here across the top of this piece that's just kind of hanging there like nothing to do. So we're going to give it something to do. Dee, I don't know if you saw, but I sent you an email to the link of our private group session tonight. So you might want to check your email because I know you don't look at yours very often, just like I don't. Well, on my personal email. I do it on my business email, but okay, so I don't want any buttons up there. I think that's too much too. So let's just, oh, I know, we're doing pearls, duh. Okay, so that'll be all I'm going to do in there. Okay, so we got the flower, and then I'm going to put the string of pearls when I get off here. Now we're going to move over to another page. And on this one here, we need to put a little tuck card. And I had made this one, and I thought this one turned out kind of cute. I used some washi tape. So on this, we're just going to take, and I'm going to put some little phrases. I got 2 of them. And there it is. Okay, I found it. So this is going to go It says, true friends never let go. True friends never let go. Hi, Norma. Hey, everyone. I now get this message that pops up asking if I want to join in the live broadcast. That's weird, isn't it? I know. I don't know why that's happening. I tell you, the goofy things that are going on with this Facebook, or as somebody calls it, book face. And you just never know from day to day what we're going to come up to. So this little strip of a phrase, it says, friendship is a priceless gift. So there's that. And then I have this piece of fabric, and I'm going to put this to give it a little bit of contrast and texture. We're going to put this down here on this piece. So excited. I recognize something on that page. You do? What do you recognize, Vicki? Pray tell. I think it's something that maybe you had on one of your amazing sales, right? And it'd be this. I'll have to show you what we did to that. I bought this trim from Vicki on one of her sales, this fringy, funky fringy thing stuff. And it came in handy on this pocket because I felt like it gave it kind of a little bamboo-ish kind of a look. Okay, so there's that. And then I'll trim it off. Don't have to. Then I've got this little blue button, and I'll put this on here. I'm going to do this with hot glue. Okay, it's kind of a real pale blue button, just a little plain button. There we go. So there's that tag. It's going to give a lot of nice space. And then here is what Vicki's talking about. This is the fringe that I had bought from her. So what I did is I glued this on a piece of brown cardstock and then made this into a pocket. And then we'll stick this down in here. Okay, so there's that. And then we've got this page that's already has its own cuteness on it with the little women sitting here having coffee. So over here on this page, the last time we worked on this, I did this little pocket here. And we put this little tag in there. Okay. And then we, let's see here. Why is that holding up on me? There we go. Okay. Then I thought we could maybe put a little something over here. And it says up here, a friend's hug is the best medicine. So I had this little strip of little hearts, and I thought, well, this might be kind of cute just to string it across here a little bit, and that's what I'm going to do. And kind of go up here a little bit towards the top. And there we've got our hearts. It looks like this one's needs trimmed off just a tad. Okay. Okay, so that's all. We're just going to stick that on there just to let it bring a little more attention to that. I might come back and put a little saying on this here as well. Friendship is always worth the effort. So, don't you just love those pictures? Hi, Tina. How are you? Welcome to Moments with Celeste, Tina. Nice to have you. Everybody give Tina a big warm welcome from Moments with Celeste page with all my wonderful peeps on here, and invite you to Tina to go ahead and follow my page. We do all kinds of good things, little good things that we do. Okay, then remember when we did this one? This was a vintage handkerchief, and I just took it and folded it in half and made it like a little double layered little pocket in there in the corner. And then I have made this tag to put in there. Just made this out of a little old piece of kind of a thin cardboard. And this one had that pretty vintage brass button on there, and then it has a little button up here. And it fits perfect down inside of here. So there we go. Now I do think I'm going to put one of my little phrases up here. So let me get out my little friendship words and see what we've got. If I can find it here. There they are. Okay, so I have friends make the world better. Friends make every moment special. Friends make every day brighter. You are my chosen family. You make life more fun. So I'm going to take one of these and cut this one out. I'm going to put this one, is going to say, friends make the journey easier. Don't you find that to be true? Boy, when John and I have gone through some really hard times in our life, I don't know what we would do without our friends and family that just help us to make it through. Make it through. Okay, and on this page here, I'm going to take this color. Let's see, do I want to go with the orangey peachy? I think I'll take this little piece of this if it might be too long. It is, so I'll use that somewhere else. I'm going to go with this country blue. Okay, and on this piece here, I'm just going to cut out a little square to mount this on. A little rectangle, I guess, is what it would be. See if I can get it straight with my eyeballs here. And then I'm going to glue that on here. Turn that off on the edge. And then that's just going to be a little, give a little bit of color on here. So what wonderful things are all of you doing today? I'm going to make a trip up to Valley, Nebraska. It's just about 30 miles, or no, it's about a 30-minute drive on the interstate here. And I'm going to do that tomorrow. Go up there to, I'm either going there or I'm going down to Greenwood, because I found out there's a big antique shop down there too. But I think I'll do it tomorrow. I am not sure yet, because I do have some other stuff that I gotta figure out. So if not, I will do it first part of next week, but find some other little options of getting my goodies for the sale, so you guys can all love up on everything you get. Okay. So this little piece here, we'll kind of set it over to the side a little bit on the top. And I think that just adds enough color on there. See that? Just by backing it. I just started junk journaling. Did you, Tina? You're going to love it, I betcha. I've only been doing it 2 years, and I love it. I absolutely love it, because there's just so much you can do. Now this one here is going to be a good note page. Look at this one that came in this little packet that I had. See that? Can you see it good? Can you see it good? It has like little, I don't know, receipts and things like that are copied onto a paper that make it look like they're real. Now this is a pretty little spot that I could place a pocket. And maybe I will do that. Why not, right? So what type of things have you made so far, Tina, on your junk journaling? Did you or do you have trouble, Tina, with getting your head around the whole concept of what junk journaling is all about? That was something that hung me up for quite a while, but I finally figured it all out, that there is no method to the madness. It's just that you get to use it for whatever you want. It doesn't have to be an actual writing journal. I love to do the journals that I do like I did on my live the other day, my mixed media. I love to do that. But what I do with my junk journals, now this one's going to somebody who I think may enjoy doing a little bit of journaling, but I'm not a journaler per se, and so I like to make mine and make them into what I call treasure books or lookbooks. And just so I can flip through, I can sit them in the living room on the end table, on the coffee table, and just, you know, time you sit down and want something to look at other than Facebook. And that's what I do. Isn't that pretty? I think that's so pretty. Oh, you'll have to go back and look at some of them that we've done here. Go to, on my page, if you go up to the video tab, you'll see lots of different things on there. Okay, we're going to leave that as is because that will be just be a journal page. And then this one here is where I made that little envelope and I stuck a cardboard heart inside of it. Then, remember this one? Those of you may have been not seen it before, but I just made 3 little mini pockets here. And I put little mini cards in there that have some little fun stickers on there that all kind of color coordinated. And then we've got this page here that I actually glued. I just glued a plain old paper clip on it because I just wanted to. That's why. And so that one there I will probably leave as is for now. And then let's see over here. Now this one I thought, I have this paper and I had gotten this on Etsy a while back. I printed off just the printable papers that were all kinds of prints of lace and trims and things that the person had done. And it was like $1.50 for the whole printable thingies. And so I got that one, so you can see here. And then I think I have pulled out another one, a couple of them here just to show you. But it had some stuff like that. And there were like 12 different prints. Look at this. Aren't these fun? And I just printed these off on cardstock. And every so often I pull them out and I use them. Because they look like they're textured, like they're 3D, but they're really not. They're just so interesting. So I thought what we could do here is I'll go ahead and get this one grunged up. And let's see what I want to do with this one. First of all, I want to find where I put my little grunger. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. I found it. Right where I filed it. Okay, I'm going to go back to my frayed burlap. And on that little piece here, I'll just do this again. One of my favorite sounds. You got this, Tina. Once you get started, it's addicting. Yes, it is. And Tammy, she's one that likes the challenge, and sometimes when she'll see some of them that I've made, she'll jump right in with both feet and all hands and give it a try, don't you? Sometimes, you know, you have to, it really takes a little bit to think it through. And sometimes you know, what I did when I first started, I would just do a couple of pages to try them out. And if I liked it, they were keepers. And if I didn't, they were let's do it over againers. Okay, so there's that. See how that's kind of grunged up a bit? So let's see here. I'm going to just take a little bitty bead. I don't want much. I have to say that my favorite thing to make are my folded folios. I love them. Love, love, love doing folded folios with the envelopes. Or the other day we did one with pieces of 6x6 paper. I've done them with a magazine. We've done it with cardstock. We've made long folios that are skinny and shorter ones. I know, thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you, my friend. Oh, look what I found. Oh, I found my pearls. Okay, so this little card here, is going to go, let me see what color of bouton I want to put on this. This is kind of a cool one. I bet it'll poke through the hole. I'm going to see if I can get this off. That's kind of one of those that has the coat of armors on it. It's an old one. It's an old one. So let me see if I can just cut that. You see where the back of it is sticking out, and I'm going to have to cut that off. So I get my old wire cutters out. And then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to glue it right on top of this little cardstock. And then I put this, this is one of those chipboard little punches I had, a sticker. And that's what I put on that. And then, do you, Tina? Awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to get more of my stuff. I've not done an actual live on YouTube yet, but I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one. So what I usually do is when I do my lives here on Facebook, my videos, then I transfer them over so that, because I know now that, you know, they're deleting them now after 30 days on business pages. You can't keep a video up after 30 days on Bookface here. So I'm going over there and putting them on YouTube. So I've got some followers starting there. So if any of you want to follow me, it's the same thing over there. It's Moments with Celeste. But if you want to just go ahead and subscribe to that, that way, should anything ever happen on Bookface, we've got that as my backup plan. Okay. So there's that. Just a simple one here. Oh, I do want to grunge it. You know, I thought some people have different thoughts. So I've heard the comment that, you know, when we do a video, that do we ever go back and really look at them? And I am finding that I may not be going back and looking at a lot of mine, but I have a lot of followers that reach out to me wanting to know if I have the video that I did such and such, because they can no longer find it. And that's, I think, very sad, because those are used as tutorials, right? And if you're like me and I see something I like as a tutorial, you know, I may not remember every step of how to do it, but I have to go back and look at it again. I can stop it and go and stop and go. So in my opinion, that is really a bummer that we can't do that. I want to find, let's see here. I don't know if I've got any here or not. I was thinking about just adding in this little piece of denim fabric, bringing it down here. Just a strip. I don't want the whole big wide piece, but because it'll pull in the blue over here on this side. Oops, oh, this is that one that doesn't want to tear. Okay, we'll do it the old way. Okay. All right, so adding this little piece of denim in here, and let's go with something here. Maybe we'll make a scrunchie and put on this one. How's that sound? I think I'll put this one down a little bit lower. Push it in a little bit. Okay. And then let's take a piece of, how about this doily here has a stain in it. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one, and we'll just kind of go this way with it, kind of preserve the flower pattern. And this would be something that will make a good little scrunchie. So let's see, if we just take it down here, and we're going to bunch it all together. Okay. And maybe I'm going to take this piece here and cut it off so it's not quite as bulky. Okay, let's try this. Remember when we started our private group, the first challenge you ladies had that were in my private group was to make a scrunchie? And everybody did it, and everybody did such interesting things and what their version of a scrunchie would be. So that was fun. Tonight on our private group, we have a special guest presenter. That's a mystery guest. So if you are interested in joining my private group, it is $10 a month, and it's called Moments Together. And you just reach out to me, and I can get you the link to get that all set up for you. And they get all kinds of little perks that we're working. We're a newer group, so we're still working on building. So I'd love to have some new members. And we are having, you know, when I have all my sales that I do on Facebook and stuff, I oftentimes offer a discount to my private group members. So basically, you know, if you purchase something on my sales and you're a private group member, you're pretty much paying the $10 or saving the $10 for yourself by the time you get your discounts off. Okay, that would be cute. This is kind of a gray button, but it's kind of pulling in with that denim-y look here. So I'm just going to glue this right on here. Press it down. Okay. And then I'm thinking up here, I really wish now that I had, wait a minute, maybe I'll get it off. Hang on a minute. I really want the flower part to show up above this. So now I'll put some glue on this just to stick it on. And then what I'm thinking is I'm going to sit it here. I like that much better. Whoops. Show you here in a minute. Because then this will also stick up above the envelope line. Right here. There we go. Much happier now. Okay. So then we obviously need another wording up here. Now I do have some other little phrase stickers that I can take a peek-see at. Let's see. Let's see here. Tammy, bless your heart. You'll have your fill of me today after the time we get done tonight. Okay, so up here, let's put kindness changes everything. And I'm thinking maybe I'm going to put it here actually instead of at the top of this page. I'm going to place that right here. You see that? In the middle of that. And then I'm going to come up here and I'll add some of my cuteness in my trims and such. Let's see here. I do have a different kind of chunk of this kind of boho looking trim that I had gotten from my friend Vicki. But let me see what else I have as an option. I want to make sure it's something that's going to... Now this one would maybe go really well too. Okay, so we've got that. And then we've got... That's too pale of a blue. I don't want that one. But I do like this blue. This is the one I probably will use. This is one of my favorite go-tos. Use this one here because it's not quite as harsh as that, but it's just a nice, soft little palette. And I'm going to put that up here at the top. And then I'll put that up here to give a little bit of an accent on this page. Okay. And then I'll come back in a little bit. We'll see what else I want to add on to the top up there, because I definitely will put something. I just don't want to put a button on there. So one of the things you know I can do too is I can do layering. So Tina, with you being new to this, one of my top tips, suggestions is when you're doing your junk journaling is to layer and layer and layer and layer. Layering is what adds all the interest versus me just putting, you know, that's pretty to just put that on there, right? But if I do something like this and layer that, it's a different texture on there, you see? And then I could do a little piece of white thread, something. But just building it up is what I enjoy doing. Okay, I'm going to go back up here to this one, and since I found my little beads, and let's get this put on, and let's get a my husband's making barbecued ribs for supper, and I didn't know what he was making, and all of a sudden, like, my asthma started to kick in. Like, man, what is that that's making me have a hard time catching my breath? And I thought, what is doing that? And then I went out and I says, what is it that's in the oven? Because I didn't know that's what he was making. He goes, the ribs. And then I looked, and there's some new barbecue sauce that he has gotten that I'm not quite sure what all is in that, but it is sure vaporizing my house, let's just say. So there we go. See how we finished that off? How that just pulls together with that little pearl in the middle, right? Okay. Now, this one here we're good. This one here we're good. This one here is a blank page. This one, I love this page. Isn't this pretty? I'm not going to do anything to this one, because if they want to write, they can write on this. But is that not just a beautiful little color palette? I love it. I love it. I do declare. Now, over here, I could put another pocket. Maybe I'll take one of these pretties. See which ones I have here. And I think what I do though is I'm going to back it. So I'm going to back it with this green. So let's go with the little blue. So this came in one of my kits too. Just cut out your own little pockets here. Gotta fussy cut them. But you gotta make sure you purse your lips just correctly so you fussy cut the right way. That's right. I always find myself pressing my lips. Like that's helping me give me enough pressure maybe on the scissors. I don't know. Okay. So we've got that. Now this is one of those that has that little funky cut there. And I don't know if I have my... Yes, I do. Okay. Well, you guys are lucky today. I've just got it all right here. What I'm going to take with this, do you see where that little pocket tuck is at? I'm going to take my X-Acto knife. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to cut along this X-Acto knife line. Or on this little X-Acto knife. On this little line. And we're going to cut that. And we're not going to take it all the way out because I like the top part of it. But this would be a good one to make a hidden little tuck in with if you wanted to. Oops, now I'm going the wrong direction and it's going to... Okay. So, take that off of there. What I'm going to do here is take this and I'm not going to tear it out. I'm going to trim it off so I get it even, okay? Because I really did it kind of jaggedy, I have to say. Maybe a more than kind of... Oh gosh, now I just took a hunk out. You guys! Oh gosh. Well, I got another idea. I know how to fix it because everything is fixable. Everything is fixable. Mom did that to lip squeeze when she concentrated on things like that too. She did. And Deanna is my sister. And Deanna, my mom was a pianist. And remember Deanna, how she would always purse her lips when she played the piano. Okay, so now let me see what I'm going to do to fix this little mess that I have made. I'm going to take this piece of lace, flat lace, and we're going to see if we can do some magic on here, okay? So what I'm thinking in my magic mind is that I'm going to take, I want to get this little lip cut off because it looks really strange here. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to tuck this in through here. And we're going to see if we can, well, I won't tuck it. I'm going to just do some gathering. That's what I'll do. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to do some gathering. So I'm going to put a little bead of my Fabri-Tac along the bottom edge of that cut. And then I'm going to start up here and I'm just going to push it around to make some gathers. And then I'm going to cut another little piece because it needs a little longer piece here. And that's going to come up here and go right up there on that little edge that I just cut. And then cover it up a bit. So we need a little smidgen more. Just a smidgen. And let's go with this piece right here. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little more of my glue. Oops. Or more than a little more. Okay. And then we're just going to go ahead and continue the same little process of gathering up here till we get up around the bend. Okay. Hold it all down. I want to see how it looks. I make no guarantees on this. Let's see, I'm going to stick some hot glue in here just to make that give a better pleat. And we'll put this over here to touch it up. Okay. I think that'll be just fine. I do. Okay. And then I'm going to take these two little sides here, I think, and I'm going to glue them on the back just to get them out of the way. Okay. Then, got that on. And now this is what I'm thinking I'm going to do with the green. Is I'm going to back it with a little bit of the green part of my square. And let's just trim it off enough to let you see the edging of it without it being overwhelming. So this will make like a card. Okay, so I got a little crooked there, I see. Got it a little crooked here, I see. Okay, let's see if I did it. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this onto this green card. But I want to be careful because I don't want to glue, I want to glue this top piece here and just the edges of the bottom piece because I want it to be able to use as a tuck card. Okay, so after I glued my little lace thing on top of it, okay, now we got this. So we're going to glue that, and then we're going to come down here and just glue very lightly so that I don't have a lot of spillage coming into the inside of the card from my glue. Because I learned that the hard way. Trim off this chunk here. This one will be okay. Okay, you see what I did there? It's glue here, and glue up here, and then glue down here. And then I'm going to take this and we're going to put it right up here on the card. And we'll press it all down. One thing about dark glitter glue here is it dries really nicely. And then I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to use this, and we're going to find out if this is going to work because it may or may not. Okay, so yes. So see, when I make my card, when I get a card, it's going to be able to go right down like that. Okay? So we've got that part done. And we've got to do something else here. First thing I have to do is always put my lid on this because I'm a grabber. What I think I'm going to do on the bottom of this is I have a little bit of this reindeer moss stuff. Okay? And I'm gonna put some of this down here along the bottom. Ooh, that'll be pretty. And I'll just use some hot glue on this. I don't know, it was laying up there and I thought it looked like it would match. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Gonna put some here. And then it looks like grass. Okay, put a little piece there and a little bit. This stuff is so soft. I think I'll tuck a little piece right in here. Oh, and then I gotta go up and I'm gonna outline. Look at there, look what it did. Isn't that fun? And then I'm going to take, let's see, what should I take? What color? I haven't used my Gold Bond paint pen in a long time, have I, guys? So I'm going to take the thin part of the paint pen. I love these duals. They have a thicker and a thin, and it's the paint markers that you get at, it's either Hobby Lobby or Michael's is where I find them. Okay, so I'm going to go around this now. And I'm going to trim the actual pocket, the little piece that we just glued onto there. And we're just going to go with this gold, just so you can see it a little bit better. At least that, oops, you don't want to go up there like I just did. Okay. Just doing an outline of this pocket piece that I had cut out. It's kind of like gives the effect of it as if I had shaded it. Distressed it a little bit. Now, you're probably not even going to notice it from on the camera. But now I'm going to take the burlap, the frayed burlap. First of all, I do want to come up. I love to round my corners, you know. So I'm going to round these two, but not the bottom two. And we are going to burlap. Just to kind of grunge it a bit. Okay. And then we will make another little tag, and I think I have an extra tag here in my little humble mess. There's a little blue one here. And so let's go ahead and paper punch this one out. And then I think I'm going to add a little piece of some of my, let me see what this would look like over here. I've got this kind of a green. It's not a moss green. It's a little bit of more of a lime green. I think it just will add a little bit of whimsy to the top of my bow, or to the top of my tag. And you all know I love whimsy, right? Okay, so then I'm just going to take this for now, and we'll stick her in here. Just going to leave the back plain so they can use that for writing. Now I may go back in at another time here, and I may add some notebook paper to the back, because I do like that effect of it. And let's see here, I'm going to cut some of that off. Okay, let's just see what it looks like. And this is going to go right down in here. Because the other thing I could do too is I could put more of a contrasting color in there, which I think might look a little bit better, like this peachy color. And this is the one I'm going to go ahead and do. Okay, take this peachy, take the green out, and we'll put the peach in. Maybe I'll double it up a little here. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just go about there. I've got to get a hold of my friend Trisha and tell her I need some more of her dyed seam binding tape. This one I'm just going to tie a knot in it at the top. Okay. Dum 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 dum. Just to bring in a little bit more color in here. And then it kind of pulls, if you'll see here when I hold it up, it does pull a little bit better with the peachy color in the flowers. You see there? Okay. Now I do think I'm going to, on this one, I do want to grunge up my side of my tuck card. Because you notice if you don't do that grunging on the edges of it, it just doesn't stand out. Like it blends in too much with it. But this is going to help it stand out a little bit. So when you look at this, you see that there's the card in here. And it's a pretty little card. And the only other thing I want to do with this, if we just got a couple more minutes, I don't know. I want to put something here to trim out around the top of the edging. And that I don't quite know yet what I'm going to do. So this is going to be too much, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it's not. Oh my gosh, this will be so pretty. So look at the colors in this ribbon that I had. And it's all the colors that are in this. Who knew? Not I. So I'm going to use my hot glue. That fell on the floor. And I'm going to come up here on the edge where I gathered this lace. I'm going to lay this pretty ribbon trim right on the edge, because that covers up any of the roughness that was there. And let's just see if we like it. definitely going to make it have a little different feel on it. But I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. I do. Okay, right there. Okay, let's see if we go over a little bit. I don't like the way my little ribbon is laying here, so I'm going to play around with them a little bit. But there we go. There's that little pocket. Just turned kind of fun there, didn't it? And then this is going to get glued on this page here that I love because it has looks like rocks. So let's just get this on real quick and then we will be done with it for today. Now I am going to show you something that we can do here, and we can end up having a double pocket. Because if I just glue around the edges there and leave that top open, and I put this down here, like so, that's going to give me one more spot that I'm going to be able to tuck another tag in and just make it a little more chunkier. So that'll be my plan. Get this little guy to do what he's supposed to do here. I might have to knot him up here too. I don't know. Yeah. Gonna be stubborn with me. I'll fix it. Okay, so there we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this today. I'm not seeing any more comments, so I'm not sure that everybody's still here or not, but sometimes that's what happens. It cuts off for me. So, but thank you so much. And for those of you that are watching that are on the private group, the Moments Together VIP group tonight at 6:30 Central Time. See you all then. Bye-bye, everybody.